All right, folks. Hey, here we are. Yep. Okay. Let's go ahead and just call the score. All right, Houston. I mean the Houston, Baltimore Ravens 34, Houston Texans 10. Everybody that at the beginning of the training camp that thought I would be on the air with my good compatriot here, Elwin Henderson of the Gilmore Mirror, go ahead and raise your hand, stand up. Don't forget, God is watching you. We didn't. You know what? No, what we saw last week with the Cleveland Browns, they were at home. This is on the road, and I was at the first game of the year against the Baltimore Ravens, and these are two different teams. That was not the same Texans team they went in there today. Obviously, they scored one more point. It was 25-9, so they scored one more point today. But overall, there's a lot of room for improvement, but you know what? I tip my hat to them because I guarantee you, nobody in their wildest mind, wild dream thought they would be there. At best, I was saying if they scored, won 7 games this year, D'Amico Ryan still should be coach of the year because of that dumpster fire that was that organization known as the Houston Texans. But he came in with his gravitas and added stability to his organization. Nick and their drafting prowess brought in every rookie they had, contributed even to the 8th round pick, even though he didn't have a whole lot to say. But for everybody else, they contributed this lineup in and out. You only had one offensive lineman that started every ball game from the very beginning. Shaq Mason, my Iron Man of the year as far as everything's concerned. That's it right now. We're gonna get it. Let's face it. It was more Baltimore and a lot less Texas. We can say if and but. This team, regardless of who goes in the M&T Bank Stadium next week, they're gonna feel like they went over. They're gonna feel like that the Ravens went to Camden Yard and borrowed the Baltimore Overs baseball bats because they're gonna be slinging lumber.
Yep.
No ifs, ands, and buts. Elvin, your points, your initial comments.
Well, first off, let me just say I agree with you about Baltimore. I said 4 or 5 games ago I thought they could win it all, and what I saw out there tonight, Lamar Jackson is having his best year ever, and I'm going to go on record right now saying I think the Baltimore Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl. I don't think whether it's Buffalo or KC that goes in there to M&T Bank Stadium next week, I don't think either one of them can win, and I don't think anybody in the NFC, regardless of who gets there from the NFC, can defeat the Baltimore Ravens. That's number one. Other initial thoughts, you're right. Baltimore made the Texans look worse than they were, but there were a couple of disappointing things that I do have to interject. First off, I thought it started falling apart when Fairbairn missed that field goal. They didn't really do anything after that. I'll be very honest, I was disappointed in the defensive game plan because everybody knows what Lamar Jackson brings to the table. They should have had somebody lined out to be the Lamar Jackson spy who followed Lamar at the snap of the ball on every play, and they didn't do that. And the greater part of the game, they didn't do it. And I know how Baltimore's defense is. I'm not going to fault the Texans. They tried, but I really didn't think we had a real good offensive game plan. So that's my initial thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, offensive game plan. Let me, and obviously, I'm not. I deal with stats. I don't try to make this whole program about stats. I mean,
right.
I sort of try to get beyond the stats and get to the nuances of it. I wrote this down. In the third quarter, they had 7 pre-snap penalties.
Yep.
I think they finished the game with 8.
Yep.
Let me just say this. If your best offensive lineman can't sit there and hold his water, what do you think the rest of them's gonna do? And I know he's good. I know he's all pro. I know all that. I know he had one hell of a game last week. But you make all pro on your own home fields, you make all pro on the opponents when you go into the opponent's territory.
Yep.
That Baltimore Ravens defense didn't have Ray Lewis around there, didn't have some of the other guys, but Jadeveon Clowney and the rest of those guys, they are a bunch to behold. And I'm like you. I think whoever's coming in there, they gonna swarm. They gonna bring the bats to them, and they not gonna be pretty about it,
No.
and they not gonna be nice about it. They're gonna try to hurt some folks. They're gonna try to send some people out of there on stretches if they can. That's just the way they are. That's the Baltimore Ravens.
Yep.
And the thing about it, C.J. Stroud for all his athletic prowess that he displayed this year, he left the game still standing up, because a couple of times there I saw him he got slammed to the ground, and it just so happened his head didn't bounce on that grass. But you can't play this game scared. So that being the case, I'm disappointed in the fact that those pre-snap penalties. I'm disappointed, and the majority of them were committed by the offensive line.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, obviously Jonathan Grenard jumped off sides on a play, but at that point when he jumped out, and the fat lady had already put the atomizer in her throat and cleared it. And she had already hit a few notes already.
He was already getting ready for the chorus.
Yeah. I mean, she was talking about waiting on her solo.
Yeah.
That solo got started because when the Ravens took the opening kickoff in the third quarter. Yep. I thought I sit there and say they went down the field too easy. They really did. They just marched down the field. They methodically walked down the field. Yep. Whatever the spy that they had decided to do as far as containing Lamar Jackson for that, and really D'Amico made a nice in-game adjustment from the middle of the first quarter into the half. Yep. Nice game adjustment, putting the spy, doing everything, because Lamar Jackson is a handful.
Oh yeah,
he's a handful, and the fact of the matter that RPO that RPO that they have with him. Yep, you have to respect him. I know Grenard came crashing down one time, and it's almost like, hey, man, you didn't. I mean, and I can be completely candid with you. I don't think he followed it. I think that was not his design play to come crashing down like that. No. Because when you give Lamar Jackson the corner, come on, you asking for more. You putting too much pressure on everybody else, and the fact that they have to be a swarming defense.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you when I really thought it was over, AD. You mentioned about him going down with ease at that first drive of the second half. My girlfriend came up this afternoon, was watching the game with me, and after they went 3 and out after that touchdown, had to punt back down to the 7-yard line.
Yep.
I looked at her and I said, "This is the ball game right here. We got to get to the top. If we move down 93 yards and score a touchdown, we cannot come from 14 points down. It's over." And she said, "Oh, don't give up. There's a lot of time left." I said, "Look, I've been covering this team all season long, and for 21 other years. But I said, knowing how solid this team is with this kind of defense, if they go down by 14, it's over. And as we know, they made the 93-yard drive, and it was over." The fat lady was clearing her throat after that touchdown.
Oh, without a doubt. Let me tell you something. Lamar Jackson is a man on a mission.
Yes.
Okay. I think he's out to answer critics. A lot of folks say, well, it's passing this. All he does is uses his legs. He used his legs in a very systematic way tonight. That Lamar Jackson, what we saw tonight, if he shows up in M&T Bank Stadium next week, and in a couple of weeks, if he shows up at Allegiance Field, if they're fortunate enough, if that's the same Lamar Jackson that we saw tonight, if he shows up all the way in the Allegiance Field, yeah, I concur with you, because what I'm seeing on the opposite end, probably the closest team that can match them defensively wise are the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, agreed.
But the thing about it, the Baltimore Ravens offers a defense that can make Purdy look like you were the Mr. the last guy drafted in, the last person taken in the draft. They can literally and figuratively make him look like the last guy standing or the last guy drafted. Make no mistake about it, Elvin. So with taking everything into consideration, this is I think that's about as a complete team. No Ray Lewis or nothing like that. But you know what? They don't necessarily need a Ray Lewis.
No,
they got their own versions of Ray Lewis's and everything running around out there.
They do,
and they are nasty. Let me do something. Yeah, let me try this real quick because I need to tip my hat to this gentleman.
Hello, I'm Ken Ross with the Ken Ross Insurance Agency. There are certain things that are important in our lives: our health, our safety, and our loved ones. With over 40 years of experience, I've seen just how important insurance can be. I value the importance of being a part of my community and being there when they need me. Insurance is important everywhere, but being here in South Texas, it is absolutely essential. From flood, home, auto, and life insurance, let the Ken Ross Agency be your agency of choice.
That's right, folks. 281-235-5952. Coach, I'm pretty sure Mr. Ross, he'll be out at Vegas, commercial wise. I'm not sure. I haven't even talked to him about going to the game, but he'll be a part of the show, going all the way out to Vegas with us when we show up for the Super Bowl. But I need to just tip my hat, thank him for his agency, the Ken Ross Agency, 281-235-5952. Give him a call. Tell him AD call. I think had some folks that did reach out to him just a couple of days ago. And not, hopefully, and I know he if he didn't get the business, I know he made a good run at it. He made a good run at it. So again, and we'll get a chance to listen to Mr. Ross again before we get off the air. Let's go back. Let's try to go ahead and put a. And I'm not going to say put a bow on this pig because I don't think. Yeah, this was a dominant performance by the Baltimore Ravens. I'm disappointed, but I was I had high hopes, but I wasn't going to be dealing with fool's gold because I knew the type of team that the Texans, what they were going in there with, and as you stated. That was a special team touchdown.
Yep.
That was, and offensively, yeah. And that front four of the Baltimore Ravens consistently, and if it hadn't been for C.J. Stroud's athleticism and him being able to move in the pocket, they very well could have. He very well could have been. He could have been part of the M&T Bank turf a lot longer than what he was. If I'm not mistaken, he wasn't sacked tonight at all.
Did not have a single.
No, he wasn't sacked at all. But the thing about it, he had to be able to move. Yeah. He had to. I thought the fact that they couldn't exploit Nico Collins, and Nico Collins to me, and I think what the Texans have done today, and I'm dependent and. Whether this is going to be the Chiefs, Mahomes, or Josh Allen. Now, let's go ahead and start breaking this down.
Yep.
Josh Allen could very well could be the mirror. He could be the mirror of Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
I mean, if both of those guys are on that game, Elwin.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
I agree. And the thing, AD, let's face it, offensively, the Chiefs have not been the Chiefs this season.
No.
They've been a roller coaster team, and Buffalo seems to be peaking at the right time. I do not see the Chiefs going into Buffalo and winning tomorrow, and it's not going to be because of the weather, because we saw what they did in 27 below zero wind chill at home last week. But everybody needs to remember, every single playoff game Patrick Mahomes has played in his career has been at Arrowhead, and this is on the road.
Yeah. Playoff with the exception of the Super Bowls.
Well, yeah.
With the exception, but I just want to add that caveat in there. With the
course, but yeah, with the exception of Super Bowls. Now, I'll tell you what else is going to be interesting. I know you probably hadn't turned your TV on yet, but I switched over to Fox a while ago. It is pouring down rain. I mean, pouring down now after they started the games. And it's supposed to rain, they said, the whole game in San Fran.
Whoa.
Yeah. That's going to be kind of interesting.
Yeah, well, you know what? The type of weather, you know what? Because obviously the 49ers are the favorite team. The weather just took Vegas and threw them out the window.
They sure did.
That whole line just went out the window. So, hey, who knows, man? Who really knows? CJ Stroud, young man, and obviously this season, and let's go ahead and let's go ahead and let's go ahead and just bring some truth back to this team. We look at whatever they're going to find in the draft, and I know how we are in the media. Here's what's going to happen coming back into camp next year, even though this season just ended. It's history.
Yep,
it's history. And I don't think, and for the sake of it, and for the sake of him being a young team, I know CJ is gonna go. He's gonna go do what he needs to do to work on his game to continue to evolve. I'm not so sure. I feel certain that Bobby Slowick might be back next year, one more year. I know he's had some interviews.
Yeah,
I know he's had some interviews. I think Slowick would be back. I think one more year. With him back at the helm of calling this offense, I think he's going to learn some. I think he's learned a lot, and I think he's going to learn a lot. I think that we got to get Titus Howard back.
Yep.
I think Juice Scruggs. Is he going to stay at guard, or are they going to send him back to center? I think Geithner has done. I think Geithner has done an excellent job as centers with Patterson and all went down. I mean, there are some pieces there. Yeah. I want to see this offensive line come together as a unit. And I'm going to tell you this right now. They need to come up with a running game.
Oh, yeah. We have struggled most of the season. But I think a lot of that is due to the fact the makeshift offensive line that we've been talking about all season. They never could get any continuity with the same guys playing together. But what I will say, hats off to those guys, because they did one heck of a job protecting C.J. Stroud and keeping him above the ground for the fact that we were just throwing bodies in there that were never expected to start.
I'm hoping George Fant comes back. No, I'm Fant. No, he's on a 1-year deal. He's on a 1-year deal. Here's the thing about it: all the rookies. We don't have to worry about any of those rookies that's got drafted this year. All those contracts, I'm pretty sure that C.J. Stroud has another masterful year next year. They probably be thinking about reworking his contract going into the third season.
Oh, yeah. I think the biggest thing the Texans need, besides the continuity on the offensive line going into next year, we need to draft us a running back.
I think. All right, you say running back. I say another one. I say a wide receiver. I mean, they got. I
We could
mean,
use both.
yeah. I mean, Tank Dell is coming back. We understand he's on the men's. You
Yep.
got Tank, but I still think. I think you need. I think you need to. I mean, because let's face it, the NFL is all about having arsenal, having weapons that you can go. I mean, the shows come back. Does the I
Yeah,
mean
I don't
that?
know. I
Huh?
really question marks there as to whether he'll come back again or not.
Yeah, I mean, there are some pieces out there what we saw this year. I mean, there, tight end stand the shoes come back. We don't know. There's a lot of 1-year contracts that's getting ready to expire. So the
Yep.
Texans gonna have to make some decisions. They're gonna have
Yep.
to make some real decisions as to who and what's gonna be coming back next year. And let's face it, it's not too early to start thinking about this.
Oh,
I mean, because right now, they're gonna have a very nice they're gonna have a very nice film about the 2023 version of the Houston Texans. We're gonna have a lot of nice the highlight film of the Houston Texans is gonna be real nice.
oh yeah.
And that's exactly what it is, because it's gonna be a real nice highlight film. But if these guys, if they are serious, if they and this is the time to strike while the iron is hot now, everybody, and I guarantee everybody on those 1-year contracts, some of them, I think basically if they probably take 15 or 20% of those guys on 1-year contract, and that's some of the guys, i.e. Fance, maybe Schultz, I think they're gonna have to add some offensive linemen in there. I think they're going to add some pieces on the defensive line. I think they're going to add. I think realistically, they're going to have to add a secondary person. They're going to have to add some more line. They're going to add another linebacker.
Yeah, I would totally agree. And AD, what you said, it's not too early to start talking about next season. You and I have been doing this long enough. We understand. They get in, they'll have their final meetings with the coaching staff. They'll pack up everything. They'll leave Monday evening. They're done as far as the season is concerned. And the coaching staff and everybody will take a week to 10 days off, and then they will be back in there, and they're already going to start looking at film of, hey, who do we think we want to put where on our draft board as far as how high we want to rank them. They're going to start putting that together in 10 days to 2 weeks maximum.
If they hadn't started putting some pieces in places already.
Yeah, they could have already. You're right.
If I mean, I think we can count. Okay, Shrugs, Patterson, Shaq Mason, Titus Howard, Laramie Thompson. Okay, maybe Charlie Heck. I don't know. That's from the offensive line standpoint. They're gonna have to open up the checkbook for Jonathan Grenard.
They are.
And they're gonna have to open up. I mean, and they got cap space.
Yeah.
They got cap space, so it's time. I mean, let's go ahead and it's time to start putting the right pieces in place. You see, do we need to put somebody, back in? Do we need another safety to add in? Do you need to add another corner? Do you need to add a slot? Do you need to add a DB for the slots? I mean, there are some weaknesses in this team, I think, and the two defensive tackles, Sheldon Rankins and Malik Collins, I thought they had good seasons.
Yes.
I think we need another bigger run stuffer in there.
I agree. And the thing about that, AD, let's just face it. This team overperformed as far as what we thought they had talent-wise when the season began.
Yep. Tell you what, let me do this one more time for my man, Mr. Ross, and then we'll get ready to go wrap it up and let you go watch the game. And I'm going like, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this shot in here. Cowboys watched their uniforms last week.
Yep.
We're watching our uniform this week.
Absolutely.
I'm up in Dallas. I took that shot at him. That's okay. I'm good.
That's
Hello, I'm Ken Ross with the Ken Ross Insurance Agency. There are certain things that are important in our lives: our health, our safety, and our loved ones. With over 40 years of experience, I've seen just how important insurance can be. I value the importance of being a part of my community and being there when they need me. Insurance is important everywhere, but being here in South Texas, it is absolutely essential. From flood, home, auto, and life insurance, let the Ken Ross Agency be your agency of choice.
That's right, folks. 281-235-5952. The Ken Ross Agency. He's my agency of choice. Let him be your agency of choice. I tip my hat to him. I appreciate him for the whole regular season, the Texans season. It's been a historic season. You know, a new rookie coach, a new rookie quarterback, a whole lot of unanswered questions, and I think a lot of things got answered this year. We know D'Amico Ryans can lead a team.
Yes.
No ifs, ands, and buts. I think we got a quarterback for the next 10 years. I think we got a coach for even longer. So it's a matter of just being judicious in cap, how you utilize the cap, the number of the players you put around them, and the guys that want to play. It's going to be interesting in the off season who the guys that want to come in here and want to come play. That's say what, Elwin?
There's going to be a lot to do because they've seen what this team has done this year. They've seen what C.J. Stroud brings to the table. They've seen what D'Amico Ryans brings to the table.
Yeah, and they seen what happens. So it's going to be interesting. I don't think this is not going to be from a free agency standpoint. This is not going to be a hard sell.
Oh
no. This is not a hard sell, and especially if the front office. Stay in the front office.
Yep.
Stay up there. Stay up in the tower. Nick go does his job. If he doesn't run off to Baltimore, and I'm sort of saying that tongue in cheek. I mean not Baltimore. I mean New England. I meant New England.
I've heard it's a big probability.
Yeah, and you know what? I was sort of saying that tongue in cheek, but I'm sort of going like.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Let's face it. I can think of some. He's not the only talent evaluator out there.
Oh.
And I think because what he's done by getting his team and all that extra cash money. I mean, all that cap space that he had to work through.
Yep.
From Cully, to Lovey and everything. Yeah, he's done that. He's got the boards. He's got all that dead money is gone. So, if he wants to go back to New England, okay, go back in the cold. But I tell you what, I think you leaving a perennial playoff team that's in the fold here. And I think if you really want to say something about yourself and your name and the fact, stay here. See if you can build this team. See if you can give D'Amico Ryans the players that he really need to take the next step. And that's and I think this is what I think that'll be my closing theme as we get ready to shut this one down, Elwin. Can they get the players in here to take the next step?
Yep.
Because now we know that the schedule that the Texans going to play next year, hey, they're going to have to play every week. Not that they hadn't played every week. They're going to have to be playing. Yeah, they're going to have to be playing the first round opponents next week.
Yep.
And first and second ranking in the ranking, and guess what? You're not tipping in on nobody next year.
So
you're
not going to surprise anybody next year.
No. So as we get ready to shut it down, Elwin, your final points, and then I'll go ahead and let you get to the game, and I'll go ahead and get ready to shut it down.
Well, biggest thing again. Shout out, tremendous job by Nick Caserio in that draft this year, getting the right people in, the right pieces of the puzzle. Great job, C.J. Stroud. Great job, D'Amico Ryans. They have brought pride in Houston Texans football back that's been missing for a long time here now. And, hats off to everybody involved. Definitely want to say to you, I appreciate being on the show each week with you again. I've loved doing this, brother. Look forward to it each week. And for anybody that's with us and not watching the game, Green Bay held the ball for half of the first quarter and kicked the field goal. It's 3-0 Green Bay right now. But, of course, you and I will get a chance to get back together again a little bit, Super Bowl. But I know I hadn't told you this. We've talked about it before that I got my little part-time security job out there with Best Crowd Management. And they have given me a schedule and a half. On Thursday before the game on Sunday, which is the first day I'm available, Thursday, they have me working Super Bowl experience security, and I do either bag check or wanding. Super Bowl experience from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Thursday. Then Friday and Saturday, they got me working at the media center, which is great, but 5 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. both days. So I'm going to work 39 hours in 3 days before the game day on Sunday.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Will you be standing by the time the game kick off on Sunday night?
I hope to be, but getting off at 6:30 Saturday night. One of my buddies today, I can pretty well tell you, I'll be in my hotel room at the Luxor. I'll be sleeping by probably 8 o'clock, and I will probably not get up until 9 the next morning. I bet I sleep 13 hours, so I'm ready, bright-eyed, and bushy. For that first media bus going out to the stadium that we always take every year.
Yeah. All right, bro. Hey, as always, I'm much appreciative. Thanks for the friendship all these many years.
You too, brother.
Go ahead and turn to the girlfriend and just go like, I just signed off the app, but I'm not signing off on you yet. But anyway.
She's listening, AD.
She is? Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Love it, brother. Love it.
I appreciate it, bro. Y'all take care.
You bet. You too.
All right, folks. That's right. She's your man, Adolphus A.D. Moore. Oh, by the way, I'm up in the show tonight because I had to come to a conference this weekend. I'm in Dallas. And let me go ahead and drop this little nugget on you. Cowboys watched their uniforms last week. The Texans they kept their uniforms on the extra week. So anyway, and they were on the road. The Cowboys were at home, and they had to watch their uniforms because we at home. So yeah, what the hell. Anyway, appreciate it. Thank you for. I'll be back. It'll be because next week conference championship. I will be doing something next week. I'll be doing something. Obviously, I'll be doing some shows out there from Vegas when I get out to Vegas. But we'll do something next week for the a wrap on the conference championships. But without further ado, I want to say thank you to each and every one of y'all. Those that text, call, you name that sent comments in the comment line, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Looking forward to doing this again. As always, this is your man Adolphus A.D. Moore. Ciao. I'm out. And also, again, thank Mr. Ken Ross and the Ken Ross Agency for being that corporate sponsor that carried us this whole season. As always, final score, Baltimore Ravens 34, the Houston Texans 10. They lasted a week longer than the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, take that, Cowboy fans. I'm out.